Hi and welcome to another Photoshop tutorial. I'm Steve, and in this video we're going to talk about the top 3 brush size shortcuts. So these are shortcuts to not only increase and decrease your brush size, but also the hardness of the brush, which is really awesome. And I can just tell you ahead of time that the third one is my absolute favorite, but the other ones are great in their own ways, and I've used all of these from time to time. So without further ado, let's dive into an example and let's talk about how to adjust the size of your brush. Obviously, the first thing you're going to need is to be on your brush tool. So you're going to want to hit the B key, or obviously you can click on the brush. Another little tidbit that'll tell you is with some of these shortcuts, if you're over here outside of the image area, the shortcuts won't work. So in general, you want to be hovering over your image for some of these. Okay, the first shortcut that is one of my favorites and is what I used to use all the time is just the square bracket keys on your keyboard. They're located next to the P key. Not all keyboards have this though, which is one of the problems with this shortcut. And this one you can use off the image area, but you push the left square bracket key to make it smaller, and you push the right square bracket key to make it bigger. You can also hit the shift key and the same keys to change the hardness of it. It's a little bit harder to actually see what you're getting when you do that though, because it doesn't really have any indicator. It kind of looks like it's getting smaller and larger, but that's using those kind of squiggly brackets by hitting shift and the square bracket keys. But that's a good shortcut. The second one, which I actually discovered on accident while searching for better keyboard shortcuts one day, is you just hover over your image and you right click. If I'm over here and I right click, it's going to bring up this. But if I'm over the image and I right click my mouse, it gives you the brush options window, and then you can just easily click and drag, and then you can either click back in, or if you're in there you can hit enter and it will make it go away. And then right click again, change your size, whatever, and then oops. That's what you don't want to do, is click into your image. Gotta Control Z that. Again though, if you're in there and you want to close it, hit enter or click off of your image. So that's number 2. And then without further ado, my favorite all time, and one that I've started using more recently, is to Alt and right mouse click. So on a PC, you're going to hit the Alt key, and then you're going to right click your mouse, and you get this cool little red size indicator. And then if I drag to the right, it's going to make it bigger. If I drag my mouse to the left, it's going to make it smaller. So back and forth. And then if I go up with my mouse, it's going to make it softer. And if I go down with my mouse, it's going to make it harder. So you can quickly, with one keystroke, you can change the size and the hardness of your brush just like that. So if I want a small brush, I just go left. If I want a small soft brush, I go left and I go way up. That's small and soft. If I want a large brush, I go to the right, and if I want a large hard brush, I go to the right and down. Just like that. Okay, so that's something to play with, but that is the Alt key and the right click. And then on a Mac, it's a little bit different. I believe it's Control and the Option key. So Control, Option, right click. And this one you do have to do when you're hovering over the image. If you try to do that over here, it just doesn't work. It just winds up giving me the color picker. Okay, so hover over your image, Alt, right click, boom. You got super quick adjustment. The thing I love about it is you can see what's changing. You can see exactly what it's going to look like, and then bam, you're brushing. Off you go. Okay, so those are my top 3 shortcuts for changing your brush size and your hardness in Photoshop. Hope you enjoyed that, learned something new. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, click like, hit subscribe, and check out my courses in the description below. I would love to have you continue learning with me. Thanks for being here.